I'd been like in my 20s, you drink, you go out, you kind of numb out in different ways, dating a lot. It's like, and then all of a sudden I'm 30 and I'm like, oh, this feeling. And I felt it so much in my body as well, just in my nervous system, like you were saying before. So how did it show up for you? And then if someone is feeling this anxiety, feeling it in their body and emotional body, how can they begin to tend to it and regulate it?
I have a whole chapter in the book that is devoted to the body and the somatic experience. And I introduce SE, which is somatic experiencing, which is a body-based therapy that is very spiritual and really subtle and really about restoring that inner sense of safety. And also helping the body regulate and helping you feel empowered by your own ability to self-regulate and really reconnect to the presence of safety. I, like you, met my anxiety late in life. And I had the experience of being very dissociated and very disconnected physically. And so in the journey of my recovery from the trauma, I really reclaimed my connection to my body and actually almost like re-inhabited my body. Mm-hmm. So coming back to the body is a huge part of the recovery process. So many traumatized souls are disembodied. It's like a soul departure, truly. At some point in time, a piece of our soul separates from our physical presence and checks out until we are safe enough to reclaim it and retrieve it. And I've been in the journey of retrieval now. I'm now a level 1 certified student of internal family systems therapy.
Cool.
Yeah. And IFS is one of the most profound practices that has just changed my life.
Yes.
I have written about, there's 2 chapters about IFS in the book. And I befriended the founder, his name is Dick Schwartz. And in my personal therapy for the past decade, my therapist is a parts therapist, an IFS therapist. And so I've experienced it firsthand as a client, as a patient, and now on the other side as a practitioner. And what this model has given me is a way of helping connect all these different parts of me. So we have all these different parts of ourselves. We've got these protector parts that work really hard to protect us from ever experiencing, remembering, or feeling those exiled child parts, the abused child, the bullied child, the neglected child, all those younger parts that are called exiles. We put them under lock and key. We say, nope, not going there. See you later. Bye-bye. And we build up all these protection mechanisms that are different parts of who we are. So my protector parts were the controller. Anytime the little child felt out of control, the controller would come in and say, no. A protector part was the cocaine addict. She was doing a lot to numb out the feelings, right? A protector part was knives out, the part of me that wants to just like immediately fight back and like yell and scream if somebody was doing something I didn't like. These parts all had valuable roles in keeping me safe and keeping me, keeping my system from, over being overloaded with emotion. But they were very extreme in their roles. And so the goal of internal family systems is to really establish the greatest connection of all, which is the connection to self energy, self. And self is what you might call higher self, God, the God within you. In many practices, self is known as the observer. And so self, in this instance, is the internal resourced adult part of who we are that knows with love and compassion that every part is good, that is calm, that is curious, that is just really there for the whole system. And so the more we connect to that self energy, just like in any practice, the more you connect to your higher self or higher power or your inner guidance system, the more that system, that self energy, that higher wisdom can be the leader rather than the protector parts. And so the closer I've gotten to self, and the more I've been able to let self lead, the easier it is for these protector parts to relax and step back. Do the things they do well, but not do all the stuff that's so crazy and chaotic. And in that process, I've allowed myself to lay down those protection mechanisms. And in that almost putting down the shields created a safer environment for me to get to know the child parts in my therapy. And I introduce all this in the book because we all are coming to these experiences in our life with our protectors. We're showing up to a book like this with all of our protectors ready, on guard. And the more that you can awaken to and without judgment witness the parts of yourself that are in that fierce, extreme protection, the sooner you can begin the process of befriending those parts, of those protector parts, and letting them step aside, letting them relax, letting them settle, and letting that self-energy be the leader of your whole system. And so it's a lot, and I really do my best to simplify it in the book and to give the reader the opportunity to recognize that there's a different way of living through this type of new perception of your life and who you are.
Thank you so much for tuning in to Morning Microdose by Almost 30.
We hope you enjoyed waking up.
As always, we encourage you to take what resonates and leave the rest. If you enjoyed this trip, tune into the full episode on the Almost 30 podcast. All episode information can be found in the show notes.
Make sure to subscribe, and if this becomes a part of your morning routine, be sure to share it with a friend. We have new inspiring doses Monday through Friday. Follow us on Instagram at Morning Microdose, and follow Almost 30 at Almost 30 Podcast.
Thanks for listening. We'll see you in the vortex.